Thank you so much. Eragon is here as well. The fans are not here yet, but I guess that's because they were watching the interview live on stage. They're coming. I can hear them already. Razork, congratulations. You're going to MSI for the very first time.
Yeah. First time MSI.
Yeah, crazy. I was like thinking about it, and even Fnatic, I mean, the last time they went is like in, let me check, 2018, I think? Like a really long time ago. But generally, this iteration of Fnatic is not a team that usually peaks in spring, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, if you compare it to last year, we were not even in playoffs.
No.
So, I mean, now we are qualifying to MSI, so it's a huge improvement, I would say, to last year. Yeah. And we have a final to play tomorrow, so job's not done.
It isn't done.
I've got to say, it's so respectable that you and Humanoid have stuck together for so many years, because I remember the community gave you so much backlash about, you know, this duo just won't work, you know. But you guys keep making it work. It's really impressive.
Yeah, I mean, me and Marek, I think we are really close together, and I think we understand each other pretty good in game. I learned a lot from him, so I feel like we are on the same page. So, I mean, I understand the criticism that we got because the team was not working well, and you always have to find someone to blame. Yeah. But yeah, I like him a lot. I think he's playing good. Maybe not the Aurelion Sol game, early game, but it's fine. I think it's completely respectable. We in together, we carry together. So, I mean, I'm really proud of him, yeah.
We in together, we carry together. I like that a lot. He was also asked about you specifically in the last couple of weeks because we made that big feature piece about you because you've had a wonderful performance this year, I think, so far. And I was wondering because I know that Humanoid is often touted as this player who is really invested in kind of like the macro and the decisions and the shot calling and the bigger picture of the game. And he said that you were also getting much better in that aspect. I was wondering if that was maybe tricky because you're learning so much more, like your mind is expanding, but you still have to play that core role that you do. Is that maybe why you were a little up and down?
I think it's, yeah, kinda a bit like that. I feel like before I was like a player that was just like instincts, mechanics, and outplay enemy. And I think I developed with the time into a more strategic jungler and try to like take as less risk as possible if the game is won. For example, this last game, that mid lane fight on T2 was completely unnecessary and we almost lose. Yeah. I mean, we actually lost, we got aced, so yeah, it wasn't the greatest, but yeah, the point is like right now I'm trying to be more disciplined, and I learned a lot from how he was like approaching reviews and talking to us, so I feel like we are on the same page right now, and we are, yeah, trying to play the macro. Sometimes it's not really good. I mean, the first two games we didn't play macro at all, we were completely FK, but I feel like when I have a champ that I can actually play and have some impact, not like Maokai, so then I feel like I can do stuff.
Sometimes maybe shit, sometimes maybe good.
Yeah, I really wanted to ask about this. How was the mindset change? Because I feel like when you were down 2 games, but going into the 3rd game, I feel like you were reinvigorated because you actually had tools to play the game. You could play volleyball, you had Prio in a lane, which is very different, right? You had the Talia to play through, and you could actually invade and make proactive plays. What was it like? Did you say, you know what, guys, we can actually turn this around because I can do something?
I mean, I just said, guys, we did last pick Poppy, didn't do anything in the entire game. Pick Maokai, I was completely FK, and we were just like losing and not doing anything. So I just told them, just pick me some aggressive jungler, something that I can have some agency. And I mean, we went for the volley. The next one was the Jax, and this game was the Rel. So I felt like these 3 games I could have some impact in the game, and I can make plays on my own. And I feel like, yeah, that kind of worked out.
Yeah, but then the big question is, we know that that's how you thrive and how you play the best and how the teams play the best. So why wait 3 games to pull it out, you know? Were you drafted into a corner? I don't think so, really.
I mean, I think our first 2 games, our draft was not great, I feel like. We tried to get a good comp, but honestly, we're just not a LCK team. We're just Fnatic, and we should just draft what's comfortable for us and what works. And I mean, we wanted to go for the front-to-back comp with the Seri, Asir, Maokai, but we were just not playing good. So it doesn't matter what you have if you are actually playing without hands.
Yeah, that's a good point. I want to talk about the final in just a second, but first, let's talk about MSI. You said we're not an LCK team. You might have to, actually for sure you'll have to play them, I guess. You might be 1st or 2nd seed, but how do you feel that you can match up versus the best teams in the world? And for our sake, also against NA, please.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, if you see LCK and then you see LEC, maybe like it can look like a completely different game, not gonna lie. But I mean, I can only speak for myself and for my team. We will actually try to work really hard to actually match their level. And I mean, we will play there and see how we do screaming against the Asian teams. But yeah, same as Worlds, we will just work hard and try to learn. It's my first MSI, so it will be a great experience for sure.
Yeah, I've got to say, like, I don't know if you're probably watching the series this morning and recently as well, the TESBLG as well. Are you intimidated at all? Is there a team you'd like to face?
No, I'm not really intimidated.
Okay.
I think like I feel like we can beat everyone. Yeah. Like honestly, I feel like they are really fucking good, but they are human and they make mistakes, and you can see that they are like misplaying and stuff. So I feel like we're just gonna play how we know, and let's see what's happening.
Please never Lulu for Jun again. I've got to say, I love this guy on Playmakers, BlitzCrank, Nautilus, do anything with Engage and have him link up with you, and I think you're good to go.
Yeah, I love him. I think he has aimbot with BlitzCrank actually. Yeah. It's crazy. Like, we should just pick this champ first pick. He can't miss a hook.
But he also flashes in and tries to.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Take the good and the bad.
The good and the bad, indeed. In terms of the bracket, there's only one match left to be played. You made it to MSI, but now, of course, you also have the finals to play tomorrow. It's the rematch versus G2. I had really high hopes before, like the first time you played them, and I mean, same for you as a team, that didn't really work out, but I also had really high hopes that in between that time, if you made it back to the final, you'd be able to improve enough to make it a close best of 5. I'm wondering how you see that, and if you feel like you did make those steps.
I mean, I feel like, yeah, the BO3 that we play against C2, we didn't show up. We just got stomped by them and we didn't do anything. I think we were playing really bad mechanically. We were losing the early game, and then in macro, we were also not doing much. And I hope that tomorrow we actually come to the series and we start on point, because I feel like all the time we have been playing like best of 3, best of 5 series. The first on the second game, we are just not playing the game. I feel like we need time to like start playing, and I feel like we should come like prepared and ready to match their levels from game 1. Otherwise, yeah, if we are 1-0-1 or 0-2 against C2, might be harder to reverse sweep for sure.
You actually took the words right out of my mouth, because I was going to ask, in all these series, you lose the first game. What is going on there? What do you think is actually, it's like versus Vitality versus not versus Fnatic, you know who I mean. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, some of the best teams in the world like drop the
every time, though. Every time.
I don't know why we lose the first game, but it's just a tradition now that we just laid the int out in the first game. But I would prefer to start 1-0 instead of 0-1 every game. So yeah, we'll have to see tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, it's all up to you, indeed. Eragon, what's your prediction?
Ooh.
He's right next to you.
Ooh, this is such a rough spot to be in.
I'm going to go.
Okay, you're going to take a game, but it's going to go 3-1 G2.
I respect that, but it's not going to happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
I respect it.
Oh, actually, before I forget, G2's been lane swapping, of course. They did it versus BDS as well. Obviously, now you know it's not going to be leaked info, because you know, not that it was in the first place, by the way. You know who I'm talking about. But is that anything that you now have to go to the drawing board tonight? I probably did already this week, but in terms of, oh, we haven't actually done this.
I mean, I think it's something that we played against. Like, we screamed, and many people and many teams are like actually trying to test it. We tested for a while already, and I think we are well prepared.
Cool. That's good to hear. So we'll see. What do the fans think? Is Fnatic going to do well tomorrow? Yeah. I love it. Super excited. Let's go. We'll sign off on that note. We've seen the G2 Fnatic final a few times already, and tomorrow we are treated to it once again. So we'll see you all there for the spring final, G2 Esports versus Fnatic. Good night.
Keep going. I keep the carry. No flash with me. I cannot switch. Go knife. Nice.
No flash. I'll flash on Razork.
Yeah, I don't have combo, but you can look for it.
The flash is all on Noah to take down Ice, Adam, and Luke. He gets one, but he can't get more.
If you Lulu first,
I'm bugging him.
Nice, full click, nice.
No flash on Talia. Well played. Get
this in, okay? Get this in.
Possibility all out already used. There's a hemorrhage stacked up, and Adam is very familiar with a guillotine. He's waiting, he can't get there! 1 for 1 in the end!
We can fight. I stun him.
You kill him. Nice.
Razork does wolves in. Oh, reset as Nuke kills Humanoid and flashes away. Just a solo polo.
Noah's catching the wave. Can't quite see if he's got a freeze, but Robert's doing.
Oh, the same as the arrow goes in. Nuke Emperor survived back, and even if Jun's here, it doesn't really matter.
Come there. Yeah. I go.
You. Venta.
No, I don't care. Get.
And in the end, it's 5 for Noah.
No push it. I can go in Saya.
Look, chin.
I can stand it. Talia, look.
I kill him.
Let's press Talia.
You. Saya, no flash.
Bro, but why are we making it so hard, man?
Oh, it was mega easy. It was mega easy, yeah.